down. Gurugram-based cross-border startup Zindus has raised $10 million in a Series A round led by 314 Capital and Oreos Venture Partners. The company, which helps Indian SMEs expand globally, plans to onboard 10,000 businesses and hit $200 million in GMV over the next 18 months. With bold moves into markets like the US, UK and the Middle East, Zindus is building a global trade engine tailored for India's exporters. So how do they plan to scale this vision? Joining me now to discuss this further is Saurabh Goel, the CEO and co-founder of Zindus. Saurabh, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us, on Startup Street. If you could start by telling us, what are the core challenges in global trade that Zindus is solving for, especially for the Indian SMEs? And how does the Zindus One platform differentiate itself from other global logistics and compliance solutions?
Sure. Ravi, first, thanks for, of course, having me here. Great to be here speaking to you. And I think, thematically, right, you were just talking to another startup about how it is the right time for India to build exports. And a lot of small, medium-sized businesses in India have had very limited exposure to doing exports. And, even when they've done it, right, it's not been the most efficient way. Number of hurdles on the way, from shipping to figuring out product compliance, to trade compliance, needing legal entities in destination markets, local fulfillment, taxation, duties, and also in today's context, right, with so much changes happening in the regulatory sort of framework, right, small, medium-sized businesses struggle to put all of this together into what I call a modern day tech silk route, right, to be able to operate efficiently. And eventually, right, that leads to sort of, denial of market access, increased costs, and essentially means that you're not able to sort of perform to potential, right? So simply put, right, at Zindus One, we try to bring all of this into a single operating system for global exports to allow small, medium-sized businesses to operate like large businesses with the same efficiencies. In some ways we say like Alibaba and Amazon, and be able to sort of go to the world and sort of win in international markets.
Right. And, you've raised this $10 million in a Series A round. If you could sort of explain to us how you plan to allocate the capital across product development, market expansion, and customer acquisition.
Sure. So the last 2 years, we largely spent time building the India into the US corridor. Over the last couple of months, we just launched into UK. So one of the things that we will do is we will rapidly expand geographic reach for Indian small businesses, medium-sized businesses. So we're looking to sort of open up Canada, Europe, Middle East, Australia as sort of markets. We're looking to deepen the product stack from shipping via air and ocean, trade compliance, product compliance, local fulfillment in destination markets, ability to run merchant on record solutions, local fulfillment returns, etc. And of course, integration into hundreds of marketplaces around the world, both B2B, B2C, so that startups and Indian startups, Indian small, medium-sized businesses can expand at pace as the world opens up an opportunity for sort of global trade to get reordered with everything that's sort of happening, right? So that's the second piece that we will do. The third piece that we're sort of looking to do is that today we've served about 1,000 businesses, right? So the next 18 months, our goal is to take this to 10,000 businesses. Today we're at about a $30 million GMV run rate. We plan to expand this to about a $200 million GMV run rate. So basically, right, if you sort of put it together, geographic expansion, product depth, more number of customers, and then of course leading to higher sort of wallet share and more GMV running through the platform.
Right. You just pointed out about how you want to take your GMV from current levels to $200 million within the next 12 to 18 months. Are you on track to do this? Can you take us through the kind of targets you hope to hit by the end of this year and what you're currently making?
Sure. So like you said, right, we're at about $30 million GMV run rate right now. So the customers who work with us, right, we find very high core retention stickiness on those customers. So as we expand corridors, we know that many of our customers work across corridors, and we expect to gain that wallet share just basis the level of trust, relationship, repeatability, stickiness that we see. So there's just a growth in GMV by serving the same customers across corridors. That's one. And two, of course, as we take the sort of number of customers from the current 1,000 to 10,000 with a very proven playbook, where we sort of starting to add 150, 200 customers per month and sort of ramping that up at a very, very aggressive rate now. We feel very confident that maybe by the end of this year, we will probably be close to about 100 million GMV run rate, and in another 6 to 8 months from there, we should be at about a 200 million GMV run rate. So essentially, we should be able to grow this 5 to 6 times over the next 18 months.
So looking to grow 5 to 6 times in the next 18 months. But if you could sort of explain to us, how do you see the current geopolitical tensions that are happening around the world, right? How do you see that impacting the business? What's the kind of opportunity or challenge that you see here?
Sure. So I was traveling last week, met a lot of people around the region as well, who are sort of deeply into cross-border manufacturing, supply chains, etc. I particularly see this as a window of opportunity for India, right? So global trade is fairly sticky, right? Supply chains are very well entrenched, right? So when geopolitical non-trade reasons upset supply chains, right, or reorder supply chains, I think there's an opportunity to sort of move at pace. So that is one thing that I see for India particularly, right? Two, for many years, people have been talking about China plus one as a story, and it has been happening at a certain rate. With the amount of uncertainty and volatility, I believe a lot of people will now accelerate that change to be a multi-country sourcing entity, right? And that should play to sort of India's advantage. In certain cases, some of the Southeast Asian competitors from a manufacturing standpoint, I think in certain cases, probably India was at a tariff disadvantage. I think as we are seeing this play out, we should be at a tariff neutrality, if not better. That should sort of play to India's advantage as well. And lastly, right, like I said, one of the things that you need a very tech-driven future future shock-proof supply chain. And that is what Zindus One offers, right? Because we have the ability to allow you to configure your business to optimize on what the sort of environment is. Yeah.
So you see an opportunity here for India, especially in this space. All right, Saurabh, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street, but we're completely out of time and we wish you all the best going forward.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ananthi.